Hours at least, that Israel were going to go for it in Lebanon, and then it looked as if they'd blinked and pulled back, and then everybody started ordering their nationals to leave Lebanon. What's happening? Is the balloon about to go up there?
It's very dangerously so. I'm hoping that the Israeli Defense Force, which still has military professionals in its ranks who know reality when confronted by it. I need to remind your listeners that the last 2 years, Israel has, before October 7th, Israel ran major military exercises that were designed to stress test Israel. What that means is, what happens if all of Israel's enemies attack at once? How will Israel defend itself? And what Israel realized is that they can't, that there is no defense, that Israel will lose if they do the total fight. And this is pre-Gaza, meaning that the two war games that Israel participated in, thought of, planned out, didn't take into account a Gaza in revolt. They thought that the worst they'd get out of Gaza is an intifada. Instead, they have a full-scale war that's absorbed a significant part of the Israeli military capacity, even without a war in the north against Hezbollah. Israel can't do this, and the military knows it. But this isn't, again, we have to go back to the old adage, that goes back to Sun Tzu and Clausewitz. War is an extension of politics by other means. This is about the political survival of Benjamin Netanyahu, straight up. He is a desperate man who's unwilling to have his legacy be tarnished by the reality of his defeat against Hamas. And so he is prepared to sacrifice. And when I say sacrifice, I mean it in every sense of the word. Sacrifice Israel on the altar of his ego. Israel not only will not win a war against Hezbollah, Israel will be destroyed by a war with Hezbollah, because it won't just be a war with Hezbollah. The gloves will come off everywhere. Iran has already said, if Israel engages in a large-scale conflict with Hezbollah and Lebanon, that it will enter, and it will be a war of annihilation. This is what we're talking about, the literal annihilation of the Israeli state. Egypt is massing troops at Rafah. If you think for a second, if Israel gets involved in a decisive, all-encompassing conflict with Hezbollah in the north, that Egypt will stand by idle in the south, think again. Nations that never would have thought of confronting Israel will jump on the Israeli carcass like a starving jackal, because there is a lot of animosity in the Middle East. Israel has built up a deep reservoir of hatred. And as Israel goes down, and it will go down, it is going down, Israel will not survive what it has started. But Israel has a choice now to allow for the peaceful collapse of Zionism, because Zionism's day is over. It is finished. It is done. It is disgraced as an ideology. The world will not tolerate it. We are on the path toward a Palestine. It may take some time, but that's the direction we're heading. Or Israel can accelerate not only the timing of its defeat, but the scope and scale of the violence that will be attached to this defeat. If Israel goes to war against Hezbollah, Israel will be destroyed from the top to the bottom, from the river to the sea. That is a guarantee, and the Israeli Defense Force knows it. And here's where it gets dangerous, because Israel has factored in such a scenario, and it's called the Samson option. And that's the use of Israeli nuclear force. So for all the people out there cheering, saying, yeah, I can't wait till Hezbollah and Iran take it to Israel, understand, these sick genocidal maniacs are prepared. These are the same people who embraced the Hannibal doctrine, the Hannibal directive. They kill their own people. They kill their own people, and they will take everybody down with them if it gets to that. So this is a very frightening moment right now in